Close this door behind you. All right. Hey, lock in. Two clap. Two clap. Okay. So a lot of you guys have seen my content. Honestly, I'm going to start talking a lot more about the stuff that I talk about on social media in here, not just about solar, because that's the stuff, bro. Like that's the stuff that actually changed my life. First and foremost, this training is going to be called Identity. Okay, identity is the backbone, and it is the baseline of everything that you accomplish in life. Okay, most of the time, what people do, and we'll talk about this a lot. This principle called be, do, have. What most people do is they look at what they need to do and in order to have what they need to have, and then they go back and forth on both of those things. That's, hey, I need this many pitches for this many ACs, this many ACs for this many deals for this many installs for this many dollars, and then that is their mental frame. The first step is always be. It is who you are in the doing of those pitches, who you are in the doing of whatever you are doing, taking care of your family, taking care of your finances, taking care of your relationships and your fitness and all of that. It's not necessarily just about the do. The do is a byproduct. Think of it like a tree, right? You have the seed. The seed is the bee. That seed, if it is an apple seed, it's not going to eventually turn into a tree that bears oranges, okay? The problem with most people is they don't focus on the seed and they just do a bunch of stuff, not knowing that the person that they're doing it as is what is messing up all of their results. So when I was in San Diego back in 2020, to be honest, and this is getting like vulnerable, I beat up on myself a lot. Like I self-depreciated. I didn't see myself in a higher form. I got into personal development, which inevitably led to like spirituality and stuff. And we'll talk about God in here. Sorry if you don't jive with it. It's just, we're going to talk about God in here. Like it's the reality. And so I didn't know any of that, but a buddy of mine at one point, he was like, yo, dude, you need to start thinking about what you're thinking about. You know what I mean? And a lot of people don't really think about what they're thinking about. They're just trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. And in the background, their mind is just destroying them. And that is the seeds that you are planting in your subconscious. Whatever is planted in your subconscious, that is what is going to run 95% of your life. Most people think, okay, what am I thinking right now? A lot of that is just conscious thought. Your subconscious is your identity. Your subconscious is what is running the actual ship. Okay, so this is what we call the identity loop. Okay, results don't create identity. Identity creates results, and then results feed the loop. So your identity, your consistent identity, the thoughts that you consistently think are going to keep you in a certain state. That state is going to emit energy. Think of it as aura. Think of it as your frequency, vibration. If anybody has like studied some of this, like frequency, vibrations. Okay, sweet. We're all on the same wavelength. That's perfect. That is going to create your aura or the way that you are perceived or the way that you are operating. It's also going to create your lens. Okay, so your state creates a level of energy. That energy gets you to move. Okay, and those actions create results. Those results go back to affirm the identity, which continues the state. And so you'll see most people, you're one of two in this. You're either spiraling upwards right now or you're spiraling downwards right now. You are, oh my gosh, I need to make money. Oh my gosh, I need to get this to work. Oh my gosh, this isn't working. Oh my gosh, this sucks. Eventually, you're going to fall out of the position. You're going to fall out of the industry. The other side is, hey, I'm learning this stuff. Hey, we're doing well. Hey, I believe in the leaders. Hey, I believe in their leadership. Hey, I believe in myself. Hey, wow, I just got an AC. Hey, I just got another AC. Hey, they just, like you're going that way, right? You're building that momentum of like, dude, things are going well. Things are going well. That's why gratitude is always talked about, like all over social media and all over like personal development. Gratitude is just keeping your eyes here and more comes. You become more aware to what you become more aware of. If you become more aware of gratitude and the good in life and abundance and positive energy and surround yourself with good people, that is infectious. The other is also infectious, unfortunately. It's hey, you hang around people that say the job sucks, say this isn't good, say, I don't know what I'm doing with my, like, they don't have any purpose or any fulfillment or anything like that, and they're looking at the bad side of life, you're going to have that as well. Okay, so that's the identity loop. This is more of the science. So before I got into faith, and the reason why I got into like vibration and frequency and all that stuff is because I didn't necessarily believe in God. I came to realize like, hey, it's all relatively the same thing. But for me, I'm a very logical minded human being. And so I needed science. I needed like a physical, tangible thing. And I couldn't just, rely on the flowers in the head that sometimes, God is referred to. And so this was more of a science-backed approach to thinking about this stuff. Number one, a belief is just a thought that you keep thinking. It doesn't have to be anything crazier than that. You don't have to dive into your deep-rooted thoughts or anything like that. It's like, hey, how do I feel about myself on a consistent basis? How do I think about myself on a consistent basis? How do I think about what I'm doing on a consistent basis? That is going to mold neural pathways into your brain. That repeated thing is what is going to start to reprogram your subconscious mind. Again, there's different things when it comes to faith about like renewing your mind and all of that, and we'll dive into that, but that is how that works. Neurons that fire together wire together. Repeated firing of the same thought pattern physically strengthens that neural pathway, making it the brain's default route. Neuroplasticity means Neuroplasticity means this cuts both ways. The brain rewires based on repeated input at any age. A new thought, repeated on purpose, builds a new pathway. The old weakens from disuse. You do not solve your problems by focusing on your problems. You solve your problems by focusing on the solutions, by creating new beliefs, by creating new thoughts, by putting your thoughts into what is worth thinking, not dwelling on that negative. I'll say this every single day of my life. At some point, I usually do when I'm talking to people. There is no value, zero value, negative value in self-depreciating thought. There's the smallest amount of initial motivation, but if you do not get in alignment with how God sees you or how a higher mind sees you, you're always going to go back to baseline. You're always going to fall to the level of your standards. Your standards are your identity, who you believe you are. If you are walking around like this, if you are, shallow with your voice, if you are not, doing the things that you want to do, it's because you see yourself in a certain way. This goes into self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is just you being identified with an older version of yourself. Identify with a new version of yourself, a higher version of yourself. See yourself in a higher form, chin up, chest out. I'm capable of doing this stuff. I'm grateful for life. This is amazing. We are amazing. That identity, oh my gosh, you guys we're going to cook, right? Like that is the mindset to have. So again, both are optional every single day. You have the power to choose, okay? Repetition is the mechanism, not intensity. One powerful thought doesn't rewire anything. The same ordinary thought repeated daily does, okay? And this is something I said before, 5% of your life is run by the conscious mind. 95% of your life is run by the subconscious mind. That is identity habits. You can only will yourself into initial motivation. That is probably the only thing that self-depreciating thought gives you. It gives you an initial willpower, but if you don't get on board, you're going to fall back to baseline, okay? Perfect tee up. Why willpower alone fails. Identity is the baseline you snap back to. So think of this as with a couple of examples. Lottery winners. Studies tracking lottery winners show a large share return to their pre-win net worth within years. The result changed, the money identity didn't. They still had all of the money blocks, even though they had some luck. They still had the broke man identity. It is you shifting, like we all have a wealthy version within ourselves right this second that you can tap into. Start seeing yourself like that. Start seeing yourself as, hey, I'm making a couple $100,000 a year. I'm crushing right now. I have an opportunity where I can make that happen. Like it's not, hey, I'm going to feel broke until I make money and then I'm going to feel rich. It's like, nah, dog, like the guys in San Diego, They all are just they're an echo chamber of each other. We're making money, we're crushing, That is the story that we need to start telling. We need to start telling the story before the story actually manifests itself. Yo-yo dieters, weight loss research consistently shows the majority of weight loss is regained within 1 to 5 years. The scale moved, the self-image never became someone who trains. You can be the fat guy that loses weight. I'm living proof, right? I was 280 pounds. I was a big dude when I was younger, and I would always yo-yo back and forth, back and forth. I would lose 20 pounds, be really dialed, have heavy willpower, but my identity didn't change. The second my identity started to change, I started to train consistently, started to work out consistently, started to eat better. I started to do all of those things that kept me at the identity that I was in. People like it's the age old story. Again, here is your identity. Okay, your identity is right here, and you can gain 10 pounds of muscle or lose 20 pounds. But if you don't change the identity of somebody who is in shape, if you don't get on board with that, same with money, same with relationships, same with every aspect of your life. And last, sudden promotions. People pushed into a role beyond their self-image often sabotage it or quietly step back down, even when performance was strong. The pattern, the outer result, outran the inner identity. Without a new baseline, gravity is always going to win. You are always going to fall back to your identity. This is a progression of identity. This I got from Myron Golden. If anyone who knows Myron Golden, he's like a biblical business guy. He's been reading the Bible since he was I think 15 or 16. He's now 65, and so he's spent the past 50 years dissecting the Bible. And he is big in business. Net worth, I think he's making 6 to 8 mil a year, something like that. And he does it through digital products, course creation, online content, different businesses, stuff like that. Has $1 million offer. He's insane. He has talked about the 3 stages of identity. So the first is your lie identity. Okay. So this is the lie that everybody has been telling you about yourself. So years 1 to 7, you get programmed by your family, and then you eventually go out into the world. You go to daycare, you go to preschool, and then you act a certain way because the first 7 years your parents told you that you were a certain thing, and you adopted their mindsets, their habits, their mental states, their frequency. And then you go out, and then all of the people around you that are outside, they affirm that that is who you are. And obviously it changes a little bit, but throughout your entire life, up until high school, up until college, you are in this echo chamber in your hometown. This is everyone who hasn't left their hometown. Okay, it's about 95% of people. Okay, this is also life happening to you. Okay, you are being told who you are, and you are just. You have a question, Joe? Just. Oh, okay. You are being told who you are, and you're just accepting that, right? After, and this is the progression of what I went through from leaving my hometown to moving to San Diego. Your lie identity turns into your my identity. You finally realize, hey, I can be whoever I want to be, and then you create this identity out of your own willpower, your own control, your own effort. Okay, this is I'm going to show them. It's chip on your shoulder mentality. It's picking yourself up from your bootstrap mentality. It's that whole thing, which can get a ton of results. That's what a lot of personal development, that is that go hustle and grind mindset, which is good. There is good in it because it teaches a level of work ethic, especially when you need to push the needle and you need to show up regardless of how you feel. The problem is this: my identity is built on sand because you know at your core who you are. You know the things that you have done that have slipped up. And so when you try to build your own self, one, you're going to get exhausted. Okay, you're not going to be able to keep up with it because inevitably, if you are the only one that's holding you up, you're going to be toast, right? Identity is life happening through you. This is getting in alignment with how God sees you. How if I'm going to take y'all to church real quick, okay? I hope y'all don't mind. If God created you and he made you in his image, how do you think he sees you? He sees you as good. He sees you as exactly where you're supposed to be. He sees you as the perfect representation of him. You being stuck here and beating up on yourself, because again, this leads to you beating up on yourself. This leads to self-sabotage. This leads to you relying on you and knowing that you can't do it. And so you're only relying on you, and so you end up self-sabotaging. That is not the real you. You are just focused on this instead of focusing on this. Read your Bible, team. I'm telling you, like it works. Yeah. Your identity is the natural expression. It is authenticity. Okay. It is God flow. It is you working in alignment with how God sees you. It's working in alignment with service. It is walking like Christ. You know what I mean? Like that's the thing. And again, like there's so much proof in not just Christianity or not just whatever. There's so much proof in any religion, in the universe, and science. Like this is the thing, right? It is the release of resistance and allowing that natural expression to flow through you. When you are present, when you're in, flow state, as everybody calls it scientifically, when you're out there and you're just cooking and having a good time and finding your people, that's when magic happens. It's not when you're fucking grinding. Like that's not the thing. Yes, do the work, take the action, but like, guys, we can all just drop our shoulders a little bit. God got us. We're good. You know what I mean? So that is that part. Okay, it's probably my favorite part on it. Not gonna lie. 1 second. He's a beast. Okay, so again, the scripture part, Romans 12:2, the renewing of your mind is the mechanism, not the metaphor. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Conform to the patterns of this world, which is the old borrowed identity running on autopilot, transformed, Greek for metamorpho, the root of metamorphosis, a change of form, not a cover-up, and then renewing your mind, an ongoing, repeated process of the thought life named 2,000 years ago before neuroscience. Okay, how to read emotions. This is actually a really, really good one. So emotions are a guidance system. Okay, a lot of, I mean, mostly men in here, right? We don't like talking about our emotions, but we're going to talk about it because they're extremely important. Good feeling and bad feeling thoughts are both information about how aligned you are. Okay, in alignment is good feeling thoughts. Self-belief, why does it feel good? Because it's in alignment with how God sees you. Confidence, why does it feel good? Because it's in alignment with how God sees you. Self-depreciation, why does it feel bad? Because you're talking shit on God's creation. It is out of alignment with how God sees you. Fear, worry, doubt, anxiety, why does that feeling feel bad in you? And going to from a frequency and vibration thing, it is misalignment, it is messed up energy. It's because your thoughts, again, create your state, create your energy, create your actions, create your results. Bad feeling thought and how you view you, if it is out of alignment, you're not going to feel great. It's very, very easy once you break it down into that simple form. It's like, okay, well, what do I want? Do I want to feel good or do I want to feel bad? Well, do I want to feel good about myself or do I want to feel bad about myself? It's a choice. It's not, man, these thoughts just keep killing me. It's like, no, that thought's dumb because, and it's out of alignment and it's depreciating me. It is sending me to a lower version of me. Instead of getting in an emotional state about it, get into a logical state about emotions. Again, I'm a very logical guy, and so I use logic to understand emotions. And so I'm like, okay, well, whenever I'm thinking good about myself, I feel good. Whenever I'm thinking bad about myself, I feel bad. So I might as well just think good about myself and be on my high horse. And if you're not on your high horse, I'm sorry you're not on your high horse, but that probably doesn't feel good. I'm over here feeling good. You know what I mean? I think it's just like a really, really easy way to, and I guess I'm kind of simplifying it in its like dumbest, rawest form, but that's the thing, right? It is knowing how to think and how to feel to stay in a consistent flow and to stay in alignment. All of this is about alignment, guys. Like that's all this is. Okay. And then last, self-sabotage is loyalty to a dead identity. Okay. It's not weakness. It's an old version of you defending its territory. When your actions outrun your identity, the subconscious pulls you back to what's familiar because familiar even when painful, reads as safe. That pullback is self-sabotage. Self-sabotage is you just being really, really stoked unconsciously about an older version of yourself. Who here has felt resistance on the doors? I have too, guys. Like it's the same thing. It is because we are addicted to an older version of ourselves. We are always going to seek comfort. Path of least resistance is always going to be comfort. Okay? And so we're always going to fall back into that if we do not continuously choose the newer identity. Number one, this is call to action. Name the old identity. Write the specific self-belief driving the sabotage. Be precise, not vague. Number two, renew the thought daily. Replace it with the new identity statement. Repeat it on purpose every day. Again, affirmations are nice. Actions are actually what rewire it, right? Like if you say that you want to be an athlete, it's cool to say I'm an athlete in the mirror. Go and work out like an athlete. Go take care of yourself like an athlete. Like athletes, they value their body. Go take care of it. Okay? And then act from the new identity first. Let the action prove the belief, not wait for proof before you believe it. You have to believe it to see it, not see it to believe it. Okay? That is all I got on this training. We are going to open up. What time is it? Not 10:30, dude. Perfect. So we're going to open up to Q&A. Not just about this. It can be about this, but just things you're seeing in Hood. First off, did you guys get value from that? Okay, cool. Q&A on. There we go. Q&A on doors. Q&A on this, and then we're going to pitch.